Hey everybody, how you doing? You are listening to the Estimate podcast for, what is it, March 16th, 17th? March 17th. Oh yeah, St. Patty's Day. There you go. March 17th, 2018. How you doing? How's everybody doing? What's up? Well, I'm going to make this a quick little podcast here. So, let's get right into it here. There was a interesting story that happened in the UK a couple of days ago. And if you guys follow the whole podcast here, I've mentioned one of these persons here. A independent journalist named Lauren Southern. She's like 22, whatever. Journalist from Canada. She's been doing a documentary in South America about white South African farmers being murdered, being people trying to take over their land, and all that stuff. And there's the powers that be, the politicians that run that continent, that section of the continent, are trying to basically take white farmers' land away from them and give it back to, quote unquote, give it back to the black Africans, which is kind of redundant, but you get what I'm saying. So she's been making a documentary about that the past month or two or what have you, and then she was reportedly going to the UK about a week ago, and she was detained by the oh god, who's she detained by? I'm gonna check out my article here. American journalist, Okay, let's see. UK detains Brittany Pettibone and her boyfriend, actually, or whatever. YouTube people that are all like conservatives and all that stuff like that, or libertarians, whatever they want to call themselves. And then Lauren Southern on charges of racism, which actually is not true. This is on Milo's Dangerous page, and there might have been new stories that developed, so I could be wrong. But from what I've heard, it was only Lauren Southern that was getting charges of racism, was detained because of racism. Brittany and her boyfriend, I have never heard anything about that, but hey, I could be wrong. An American journalist has been detained without cause for 3 days in North Korea. Just kidding. This happened in England. Yeah. So basically, Brittany whatever her name is, Pettibone, an independent journalist, was traveling to England with her boyfriend, Martin Sellner, an Austrian right-wing activist, when things went awry. Sellner was set to give a speech while Pettibone planned to interview British political activist Tommy Robinson, and that's what I heard was the issue, was that she was wanting to, or was going to interview British political activist Tommy Robinson. That was the issue. But yeah, they were detained, and that they were going to be basically banned from the UK, and so now they just sent out Lauren Southern and probably the other YouTube people, the Brittany people, just posted a video a couple hours ago about how they are now suing the UK. But Robinson tweeted the official statement Pettibone received from the Home Office, claiming Pettibone's activities whilst in the United Kingdom bear a serious threat to the fundamental interests of society. Yeah, because they're not fucking radical feminists and radical feminists and uber liberal. Yep, uber politically correct too. No, Tommy Robinson. I don't really know this guy. I've seen him before, but I don't really know the guy. As far as his thoughts, I don't know. Don't really know the guy. Don't really remember the guy, to be honest. Tommy Robinson tweeted at 2 a.m. on March 12th, 2018. That this is unbelievable. The Home Office arrested and detained a female American journalist for 3 days before deporting her. They gave her paperwork claiming that I am a far-right leader who incites racial hatred. Okay, so I guess that's... Okay, fair enough. If I incite racial hatred, then take me to court and try me, you liars. So, yeah. But yeah, the picture of the paperwork that the government, UK government, or the people that were detaining them in the airport, Brittany's side, I think, maybe Lauren. No, it was Brittany. Brittany was this. It was the Immigration Act of 1971. This is all UK, not America, by the way. UK. So the Immigration Act of 1971, notice of refusal of leave to enter. So to Brittany and all these people, you have. Sorry, this is like really hard to read because it's really small. But you have asked to leave to enter. Oh God, really? It's gonna take that. Okay. Where's the picture? Oh God, come on. You have asked for leave to enter the United Kingdom as a visitor for 5 days. But as you stated in your interview, I have reasons to believe that you are seeking admission to the UK to interview Tommy Robinson, a far-right leader whose material and speeches incite racial hatred. This is probably a more of a Islam and Muslim thing. Islam and Muslim thing is like a European thing. The whole black thing is more of an American thing. That's like the big top thing. I guess to put it simply, Muslims and Islam and all that stuff like that is the black of the UK, especially the UK. But yeah, they've been detained for basically supporting and spewing and all that stuff, the racial hatred and bigotry and blah blah blah, the typical far left crap. But yeah, this Brittany Pettibone was and her boyfriend, I think, were detained first, and then a few days later, a day later or so, Lauren Southern was detained also. And Brittany Pettibone's treat on the 11th at 8:40 on March 11th. Yeah, Brittany Pettibone said, "Looks like the border police aren't allowing Lauren Southern in to enter the UK by bus. Does this mean conservatives are no longer welcome in the UK?" And then, but yeah, just look at this. It's very interesting. Look at all these tweets by Lauren Southern and Brittany Pettibone. Yeah, just check out these tweets. It's a very interesting story. But yeah, they were set to interview people and make speeches and all this other good stuff. So it's very interesting to how this event came to fold. So to me, it's I would like to say this is like a game changer, but it's easier to say that when it's, you know, a foreign country and so on and so forth. But it to be honest, I think it's kind of in the same realms of the whole Milo and Ben Shapiro's and all these other people not being allowed to speak at college campuses without being arrested and just being protested and all that stuff like that. I think it's virtually the same, but on a bigger level, in the sense of that an entire government will ban you. But again, it's kind of the same shit, different day. I don't want to, like, I'm not saying it's, I'm going to minimize it, but it just seems like the same shit, different day. So, I don't know. But yeah, it's truly disturbing to see this type of action that the UK and Europe especially has been so emphatic about taking out refugees. But it's not a bad thing. But there needs to be some type of consideration for the fact that you need to make sure that good people are getting in and bad people are not getting in. It's kind of like with immigration here, blah, 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 same old stuff. But, I don't know. There's a little part of me, though, that this is just what I'm just kind of working around. And mind you, I do think it's blasphemous that this happened. That's 100% fact. But I'm just curious to... and this is one reason I'm not a righty and a lefty and all that crap, or in the middle. I do not put a title on any of my political beliefs. I just say I like this, and this is... Yes, the righties and the lefties tend to believe this, blah, blah, blah. But I will never subscribe to a group because my beliefs are inconsistent with said groups, etc. I'm not an independent because they conflict, etc., blah, blah, blah. So, but one thing is, it is blasphemy that it happened, blah, blah. The only thing is that with this type of detainment, there has to have been Muslims and Islam, blah, 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 the whole brown people thing, that were detained in the same way, if not worse, if not weaker, well, whatever measure you like, that that Lauren Southern and Brittany experienced. So, and the reason why I mention that is because I've followed Lauren Southern and I've watched a lot of her stuff. I haven't read all of her stuff, and so, I could be wrong, and I'm not saying that she's a terrible person and all this stuff, but I do think that there's some type of a ignorance and lack of empathy and just typical tribalism, which is one reason, with people that identify as a said political group, like Lauren Southern and all these people that I just mentioned, because I've never really noticed them mentioning that this type of blasphemous behavior that the government does on people, never really heard them be so outraged like they were with when it happened to them, And fair enough. I mean, I'm to most degree, I'm more outraged that when stuff happens to me, because it's personal. But still, it's I'll equate it to this. Is one that's to put an example. That's why I don't fully support the whole MRA thing and don't subscribe to it. Just like because I'd be doing the same thing. Because I preach about how much I don't like feminism. I talk about third wave feminism, and I preach about all that and how it's very tribal and people get so clouded in their groups and their teams and stuff. So I think that's just another example of it. It's just these people, Lauren and all this stuff. They didn't really Hey, Apocalypse. I'm down to 15 minutes now, but I'm going to restart my podcast. I got a minute and 30 seconds left. Well, since there's a delay, it's going to be a minute 15. But I'm going to restart my podcast right after, so just look for it, okay? If you care to. So I'm just gonna reiterate what's cracking, Cracker. That's racist. But yeah, it's just so actually, Apocalypse, since you just joined, I'm going to end this podcast right now and then just restart up because I only got a couple seconds left. So I'm just going to restart this up so we can restart this conversation with Apocalypse over here. Again, Apocalypse has his own podcast, so follow it and all that good stuff. So I am out. I'll talk to you guys in a second. Alrighty.